Hello and welcome back to The Weekend Gardener. There was no video last week because there's not a huge amount going on at the moment. All the plants are just growing away and all I'm really doing is weeding and feeding as required, so there wasn't a lot to show. But today I'm taking up the second early potatoes, so you can come along and see how I get on with that, and I'll just give you a quick walk around the plots to see what's growing. So let's get on with it. A pretty good harvest. 4 rows of potatoes, each row had 3 in. I reckon there's at least 10 kilos, £22 there, if not more. It's going to fill that sack anyway. There's some of them that when I pulled them up, it looks like they've got some sort of disease that started to rot the tubers off, so I'm not going to save them because don't want to give any diseases. There's some that are chopped in half, there's some that are pretty small, but the rest of them are pretty big potatoes. They're sort of jacket potato size. There's quite a lot of them that size, so I'm more than happy with that. So I'm just going to rake the bed off, get it flat, leave them to dry for a couple of hours, bag them up and take them home. So let's go down to the other plot and have a bit of a look around what's going on there. So the grapes are doing really well. I've got 3 bunches, that one there, and there's another 2 tucked away now. I think they'll be ready to harvest soon. I might just take a couple, see what they taste like. And all I've been doing is trimming off the side shoots, so I'm trying to get it trained up and along. So I've got 2 main shoots there. That one has gone most of the way down the tunnel on that side, and this one comes up and we're most of the way down on that side. The 1 cucumber plant is doing really well. We're getting 2 or 3 cucumbers a week. Got 2 nice melons. I've just put some string on to take the weight off the stem. Nothing on this one as yet, but hopefully we'll get something. Tomatoes are all doing really well. Got some huge tomatoes on this one. That one's just started to go red. There's a couple on there, and these are all starting to turn. Unfortunately, the weight of the tomatoes snapped this one off. When I came down this morning, it was sort of hanging down, so I've just cut it off, and hopefully one of the side shoots will take over. I'm getting plenty of peppers coming now, and there's loads of fruit on this one. So everything's going pretty well in the ponytail. It's just a case of keeping on top of the side shoots of the tomatoes, really. But yeah, I'm happy. So let's have a look at how things are getting on in the greenhouse. So it's a similar story in the greenhouse, really. Got some absolutely huge tomatoes growing. I think this is the biggest one here. If you can have a look, it's almost as big as my hand. That's the same all the way up. Same on here. I think these are Market Leader, the variety. I've got 4 of those plants and they're all doing really well. The melon plant in here just rotted off and died, but the loofah is doing really well. It's managed to grow itself out and it's growing across the top of the greenhouse at the moment. There was a loofah on it, but unfortunately when I was trimming down the side shoots, I took it off by mistake. And there are absolutely hundreds of chilies in here. Got some Bishop's Crown, some hot lemon, and tucked away somewhere are some Scotch bonnets. I've already taken quite a few that I've taken into work for people, and here's a chocolate habanero, which I'm hopefully going to get some fruit off this year. For the last 2 years I've not got much further than this stage. It's died off, so this could be the year. Just outside the greenhouse, and the parsnips are doing really well. I've been slowly taking these carrots as well. They're not enormous, but there's plenty of them, so I'll just take them as I need them, really. There's a couple of turnip there that I've put in. Beetroot will probably be ready to go soon, if not already ready. And then This is the other bed of parsnips. I'm just going to leave these now. I'm not going to take any till autumn, until we've probably had our first frost. Got a few more parsnips that I've sown in here. I don't think they'll do as well as the ones in the raised bed, but it's something in the ground. A few more beetroot. This is where the enormous parsnip was that I let go to seed. I'll show you all the seeds that I got off it in a minute or two. Some spring onions, and these are the legendary Utah jumbo onions, and some of them are absolutely massive. There's one of them that's gone to seed, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that now, go to seed, collect the seeds, and then hopefully grow them again next year, because I'm not sure if you can get the seeds for these in the UK. It'd be nice to, because they're a lovely big onion. And the squash and sweet corn bed. I've got one pumpkin now. I've just put a tile underneath it to keep it off the ground. And there are a few butternut squash dotted in and around. You can see one there. And in here, some enormous patty pans. There's loads of them coming through both sides. Get that leaf out of the way. There we go. Outdoor cucumbers are doing really well now, starting to grow up the frame. And this is my favourite, the crookneck squash. It's a gnarly thing. I've got a couple of those coming. Some more patty pans. Just tucked in. So from a pretty rubbish start to the year, it's not looking too bad at the moment. Starting to get raspberries in the fruit cage. And the apples are almost ready to pick. In fact, I took one yesterday, but I've not eaten it yet. So I'm going to sort that out. Once all these calendula have died off, I'm going to put some posts and some wire in. I'm going to train that properly. And then the lavateria has done really well. It looks lovely. Fortunately, the pear tree hasn't fared so well. Hopefully next year it'll pick up a little bit. I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to spread the branches out and grow it as a low level. Yeah, that's how the plot's looking at the moment. I've taken 2 of my courgette plants out because I just couldn't keep up, so I've just left the one in. And it's slowed the production down a lot, which is good. And the corn are starting to come through, and the tassels, or majority of them, have gone brown. So they should have been pollinated. So hopefully we should have a harvest of corn in a month or so. Yes, that's how we're looking. It's all looking good. We're in the plot 2 homemade greenhouse, and again the tomatoes are doing pretty well in here. Some of these are just starting to turn. Pretty big tomatoes, not the most attractive looking tomatoes. Some peppers, and these are more of a, what I call a traditional tomato, and the tomatillo or tomatillo, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I've had to cut the foliage back because it was all over the place. I couldn't move in here for it. Just held it back with a couple of string lines, which has meant that everything else is getting a little bit more light, and it's still starting to ripen off now. And I've got a lone Scotch bonnet pepper down there. Let's have a bit of a look outside. So the Panic Conga flower bed started to come into its own. It's looking quite good. Something's been digging around it there. There's a huge bald patch there. And something's been digging around in there as well, but it's to be expected on an allotment. Blackberries, I've got another load to pick. Just have a quick walk down. Got raspberries that are ready. These are the Ne Plus Ultra peas that I'm saving for seed. Pongo beans, They're all ready for harvesting. And so are the runner beans. So I can start taking pickings of those now. Little flower bed. It's doing okay. There's a squash in there. It's not produced much, but this is the outdoor tomato bed, and in the last week this has really taken off. I've had to trim the foliage back again on the leaves, but there's plenty of tomatoes in there and they're good size. Indigo cherry, there's loads on there. So the outdoor tomatoes are doing really well this year. Last year didn't really get anything. And what I've done is all the side shoots, I've just popped them in the ground and probably managed to pick up an extra 6 or 7 plants. The bell peppers are doing well outside. And this is the tunnel. I've put the watermelon into just to give it that little bit of extra temperature. Tucked away under here some patty pan squash. They're doing quite well. There's another watermelon plant this side. Caught, if you can see there, it's running pretty much all the way along the tunnel and some flowers on it. There's another squash in there, starting to produce fruit, and the climbing French beans. So through hundreds. I put far too many plants in. I'll learn my lesson next year. Cabbages are doing okay. Some of these are starting to heart up lovely. Obviously the potatoes, you've just seen me harvest them. I've got some more broccoli ready to go. So I should be taking that back with me today. So that's how the plot's looking at the moment. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you very much, and goodbye.